Oh, it's live, pal.
The following contest scheduled for one fall.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
You never came looking for me to prove that you're the baddest. So, I've come looking for you to prove you're not.
All over the country, people have been asking me, why, Eddie, why?
Week after week, trying to make me look like a jackass.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy. I'm home.
This ain't no disco. Ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3CT. We are live on a Tuesday night right here on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. Welcome in, everyone. A special show for us, as we don't normally go live on a Tuesday night, but I figure one of the bigger shows of the year. And who's pointing what is happening already?
I saw the WrestleMania sign.
Oh, good Lord, Mark. What are you doing?
Yes.
He's already a man. But we're going to recap the Royal Rumble.
Other way, Mark. Learn to point the right direction for the dog. There you go.
There you go. The dog's the WrestleMania sign. You got to learn which way to point. I know it gets confusing. Directions are confusing for you, but we do our best. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about the fallout from the Royal Rumble and the good, the bad, maybe some of the ugly. We'll talk about a little bit from Monday Night Raw as the road to WrestleMania is underway. So we are looking forward to talking. Devin checking in with us. How's it going, Devin? We got a new, it looks like a new follower here, the Lone Chewbacca Smuggler from down in Delaware. Welcome in. Says,
hey, somebody's got to do it.
Says Eddie rules. Yeah, we love Eddie. Hi, Mike.
Eddie.
He missed. Yeah, sorry. Apparently, multiple people didn't listen to the Thursday show when I made the announcement that we would not have our normal Tuesday podcast this week, but because I got an angry text from Charlie, was none too happy that there was no podcast today, and we tried to warn you. Didn't
Charlie listen on Thursday?
He listened to a little bit apparently, but not enough.
Oh, what else does he have to do on Thursday?
Good Lord, and Lord only knows.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I kind of like Tuesday. You might have to give up, huddle up. I like this.
We can move huddle up, but then what happens to the? Well, I guess the T in Thursday would be Tuesday.
Yeah,
doesn't roll off the tongue as well though. 3 Count Tuesday.
I like 3 Count Tuesday. Why, Jim? It's my favorite day of the week.
Oh God,
Tuesday.
Why would Tuesday? Of all the day, why did I ask?
No.
Can you hit the button? I take it back. Can you hit the button, Jim?
Which button?
Tim, I'm glad you asked.
We're keep going.
It's all about why Tuesday.
The show. Yes, that one. Hit that one.
You all right, sir?
Ryan.
You all right, sir?
How you doing, Mark?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, is he muted? Did somebody mute him?
No,
He's
he
doing
muted
his
himself.
Jesus Christ, Matt.
You all
Did
right?
he? Today. Yes. Well, Smokey, the phone
Hey,
rings in the
McMahon.
middle of the night. My father yells, "What are you going to do with your life?" Oh, Daddy dear, you know you're still number one. But girls, they want to have fun. I could tell he the one because they hated on him. Used to be a high roller, but I skated on him. Then he went away. Then I just waited on him, Smoke. What else would I do? Came back, and then I got X-rated on him.
Shane McMahon.
Now, did
Like
you boys
licking
get your
that powder off?
I'm looking
Talking
that powder off
X-rated.
those false nuts. Now let's sit around and talk about why Tuesday's the best day of the week, Tim, not the Tool Man Taylor.
I don't have time.
This Tuesday is Roots Market Day. Vernon was getting married. No, he didn't get married today, Matt. He was at a wedding. I insisted he was getting married, and the little Amish woman there said, no, he's not getting married. He's at a wedding.
Mark, you can't call them little Amish women. It's
Yeah.
2024, my guy.
Come
Wasn't
on.
that a book? That was a popular book back in the day.
I
There
don't.
was a lot back in the day we could say, Mark.
I can't say it anymore. Well, anyway, Sarah was manning the stand, the Countryside Bakery. They turned hunger into happiness.
She was.
And I said, now
womaning
listen.
It's 2024, Mark. She was womaning the stand. How dare
Come
you?
on, Mark.
She was womaning the stand with her man hands. Can I say she has man hands?
No, you cannot.
You can say Amish hands because that's
Oh.
accurate, but you can't call her an Amish little lady or whatever you called her earlier.
Little
young
Amish
Amish
woman.
Little Amish woman. All right, so
Quote,
Sarah,
Mark.
I said, Sarah, where the devil's Vernon? She said, oh, he's at a wedding today. I said, Vernon's getting married? And she kind of laughed, and then I turned
Dude,
to my
this
little
poor
brother.
woman just wants to sell you pastries.
Shitty
Man,
pastries.
I
Those
wanted the
pastries are,
pastries.
Jim, those are good pastries.
Darn good pastries.
You see how I looked at Jim
I have
when I said
had
that, Mark?
I've had horrible pastries from there.
They're darn good
Yeah.
pastries, Jim.
Oh, for
Mark,
God's
you're talking
sakes.
to a bell.
Oh, I'm not the ding dong around here, Jim. I'll tell you that right now. So then, after we got it all sorted out, Tim, he was
Give me my
not getting
ding.
married. And I determined that Cleveland, the security guard, I determined his last name is Brown.
Stop pointing to Tim. Stop it. Stop it. Point to the dog.
Cleveland Brown, the security guard, was there. He
Mark,
didn't know
that's a
Vernon was
character
getting
on
married.
Family Guy. Good Lord.
So then we went over to the diner. Now, last week was Michelle's birthday, and it was also the cook's birthday, but they forgot it was the cook's birthday, and they only had a cake for Michelle.
Nobody.
So anyway, Desi was the waitress. She had no idea about Mountjoy Mini this Friday. I had to tell her all about Mountjoy Mini.
No idea who it is.
Today.
Tim.
Mark, you got all Thursday to talk about Mountjoy Mini.
I can't wait. I'm going to save Mount. Let's put a button on Mountjoy Mini.
Shane,
You
Tim,
could
how
put
are
a
you doing,
button.
sir?
my friend.
No, what's up, my guy? You could put a button on Mountjoy Mini because she's a stuffed animal.
She's
What
a groundhog.
Goddamn joke of a
She's-
Groundhog Day mascot.
What a joke.
She's a whistle pig.
It's
Remember
not
that old
Whistle
song?
Pig Day, Mark. It's Groundhog Day.
No, she's a whistle pig. Now, remember, Smokey went to college in West Virginia, and the mascot were the whistle pigs. They were the West Virginia whistle pigs. Don't you wrap me up. Now, remember that little cheer they used to have, Smokey? Whistle pig, push, push, push. Whistle pig, kick their tush.
Mark, see, this is why we do the show on Thursday, because by the end
Yeah,
of the
I'm
week,
nuts.
Mark's old ass is tired and he
I'm-
only has so many things to say.
That's
Yeah.
right. I
This is
had
why
a
we don't do
lot to
Tuesday
say.
shows. This is why.
Why, Jim, today at the diner, I had so many cups of coffee, I was halfway home before I realized I had forgotten the car.
It just gets worse every single week. Guys, I'm
Really
sorry.
I really
Um,
am. We have
we
so
sh-
many people watching us too.
We shouldn't have even
Now
started
I have a
tonight.
sign.
It's
Everybody.
us.
Now, Tim,
Tim,
has-
how are
a
you
month.
doing? Let's wrap it up. Let's move on.
I have a
We're
sign.
here to talk about wrestling and the Royal Rumble.
Just
Mountjoy Mini can wait till Thursday.
that stuffed bitch can stay in her hole.
Oh my
Hope
you
not.
can't-
goodness.
Oh wait,
That's are you talking about Annie, the person that handles Mini?
okay. I don't know if I can
I
say
hope
that.
Mountjoy Mini gets hit by a car.
Well, she's in good hands with Greg Saladay's insurance through State Farm. For all your insurance needs, call Greg Saladay.
Not a sponsor.
Mark, if you
Not
want,
a sponsor
get
at all.
Greg Salad Day to
Greg
sponsor.
Salad Bar.
Well, we're not going to be able to get him because you call him Greg Salad Day.
I mean,
That
at
Jim's
least I
Ruin it
thinking
don't
like
now,
this.
Jim.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
at least I don't disrespect our guests when they come on here. And like,
Who
call
would
them
do
like-
that?
You called Lewis Lois.
And he
Lois-
lost this weekend, so what? Who ended up being
Because
right?
you called him Lois. He was distraught.
That was on his mind.
He was still walking around on Saturday. I heard him walking around before the show. He called me.
That was Saladay night. He was out there walking around.
He called me Lois. He called me Lois. Look, Devin. Fat guys fall off chairs a lot. Okay, I don't know when Tim's. He's
I
got
can't
a rock.
read what he said.
It
He's got a
rocks.
Come on now.
Hi, Devin. I can't wait to go to WrestleMania with you.
Fighting spirit.
Devin actually has WrestleMania tickets.
He does.
You don't, Mark.
Well, Mark
that's
has
not true.
WrestleMania ticket.
Ticket.
What? Hold on.
I have a single ticket
He has ticket. What happened?
for now.
I didn't know that Mark had a ticket now.
Yeah, Mark. Well, he was always in Sunday with us.
He always had
I'm
a
in Sunday.
ticket.
I got the Sunday ticket.
Tim,
But
do you have tickets yet?
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Wait, I thought Tim was with us. Tim, you didn't get in with
No.
us?
No, he was.
No, because I was gonna get in with Marcus, and now Marcus is like, "Oh well, I gotta keep my day open. I might get booked. I don't want to book myself to go. And like,
Oh,
I
no.
don't want to go watch Cody win. So I'm figuring it out.
Tim, I'm your guy for Saturday night. I'll go with you.
I'm not going Saturday night. That's the night of losers. Sunday night's the night for fighting.
Hey, Saturday night's cursed, man. Punk, Rip, Rollins, Rip. Everything's
Brock.
everything's bad. All right, let's speaking of Saturday nights and
What
fights.
the fuck? You ain't gonna ask me how I'm doing? Shit.
Sorry, I got lost.
You all
Wow,
right,
that's two
sir?
harshies from Tim
I
tonight.
got lost. Sorry, I got
My
lost in the
goodness.
mark. Blame Mark.
There goes
sorry.
all
I
their
will.
viewers. Tim swears that everybody signs
I
off.
know. I'm sorry.
guys,
I mean well.
Tim.
Hit like and share. Bring in your delinquent friends.
I'm sorry.
He's a
I'm
good
excited
boy.
to I'm excited to talk on this Overreaction Tuesday. That's what today is.
It is.
We've had the Royal Rumble and the night after for Raw, and we know everything that's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's we are on the road, and let's talk about Saturday night. A four match card, of course. Bailey wins the Women's Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns retains his title. Logan Paul retains his title, and Cody Rhodes, for the second year in a row, first time since the 90s, a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, is your men's Royal Rumble winner.
And that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
There it is. Mark bogarted the whole show.
Good night, everybody.
With his incoherent ramblings, and that's it. That's all we got. Thoughts on the show overall, guys? Ryan,
Yes.
Matt, well, whoever wants to lead us off.
Yeah, I think they started the night with a really good Women's Royal Rumble. I think that was the match of the evening. I think it did a lot of good for a lot of ladies. I love how they focused on storylines. We got to see some new talent. If you maybe don't watch NXT, I think Tiffany Stratton looked like a star. I think Jade Cargill looked like a star. I think Jordan Grace from TNA looked like a star and absolutely belonged in there. Man, match of the night. I thought it was a fantastic Rumble. If I had to just grade the Royal Rumble based on this match, this is an A+ show.
Oh, wow.
But, kids say 100.
There's a but. There's a but.
There were 3 more matches after this one.
Ooh, well, yeah, there
Yes.
was. There was. Yeah, we'll get to grades in a little bit. Matt, thoughts on the Rumble?
Yeah, everything Ryan said, I agree with, except for Natty coming out first. Could have done without that, but ultimately lost, eliminated no one. Good showing there, Natty.
That's
That's
a shame.
Bailey finally got her flowers. Just nice to see. Led the night in eliminations as well, so good for her. But I'm excited to see where this storyline goes. And, a lot of good debuts as well. They didn't rely on a lot of returning stars.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I saw a lot of people commenting on the fact that there wasn't a lot of legends appearances. And I mean, I know we've had them, I think, more in the women's Rumble than the men's. in the last couple of years, but it's like you've built up a really good division and you have a really strong roster. So yeah, you get a couple surprises. And obviously Jordan Grace was a big surprise, but yeah, besides that, let your roster speak for itself. I really enjoyed that part of it. Mark, thoughts on the show?
Yes. Well, Big Jim, the night kicked off. We watched the 1990 Royal Rumble.
Oh my God.
Started off with Axe and Smash facing each other. Then you had Andre. Andre got tangled in the ropes. Remember how the boss?
Mark,
tried to
we're
get
talking
tangled in
about
the ropes?
Mark. Hey, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
He'd have his arms tangled and be going, "Roar. I'm a giant. And I'm tangled in ropes." Remember that happened to you at Lowe's one time, Jim? That was embarrassing.
Yeah, you know.
God almighty.
It's weird. It was over in the lighting section, too. It was really an odd.
Jim was tangled in ropes. But let me tell you what, though, Jimmy. Just like Smoke before me, and just like you right after Smoke, I agree. Women's match was phenomenal. I'd give it an A+. And after that, I don't think it ever picked up the momentum again. And I'm sorry if that upsets anybody. It's just how I feel.
It's okay. We're allowed to have feelings here. Not Vince
How about
Russo
Jordan
says
Grace?
no, but feelings are good here.
That Jordan Grace, boy, I'll tell you what.
Easy,
I had to
Mark.
sit down.
Easy, Mark. Yeah, Lil Liv came back. Number 30. Welcome back, Lil Liv.
I
Tim,
live.
Tim, thoughts on the show?
I actually liked I liked the entire card. I liked that it was concise. It didn't have to add a bunch of fluff. We're literally there to watch the Royal Rumble matches. I was a little downtrodden with the 4-way. Like, I thought the 4-way was fine. It was fun, but it's
the man bro Keller would disagree with you, but
I just said it was fine and it was fun, but I was expecting a little more. My expectations were high because it was LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Roman Reigns. Like, four of at least 3 of the top wrestlers in WWE, and then a star on the rise in LA Knight. And so I expected a little more. I do like the kinks in the arm or chinks in the arm.
You can't say that, Tim.
The
It's 2024.
the armor.
You can't say
I
armor.
don't know what it's actually called. I always doubt myself when I talk about it.
You were
You
right.
know what I'm talking about.
it is
It
chinks
is.
in the armor.
It's
is.
chinks. That's what I thought.
It
You racist.
And
Bigot.
Tim, if I like the race, how is that being racist?
Fuck you, bigot. Thank you. Everything you have on the soundboard of me is just me swearing. I don't like it.
He's upset.
But no, well, that's a swear in a different language. But I thought the 4-way was fun. I thought that Logan Paul and Kevin Owens over-delivered. I thought that was a really fun match for the 2 of them. It left me interested in seeing what's coming next because I thought I knew where they were going, and then now obviously I have no idea. And the men's rumble was the men's rumble. Absolutely nothing went wrong. Everything's fine, and WrestleMania is going to be okay.
Everything totally went according to plan. Yeah, no, first off, kudos to Kevin Owens. Apparently wrestled in that, has been wrestling all month, but especially in that match with a fractured foot. So kudos to him. Devin thought the women's rumble match was slow.
You didn't watch the men's rumble, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, the men's was the women's rumble was the best match of the night. Men's rumble was men's rumble. I mean, it felt, and I don't even necessarily say this like in a bad way, but it felt just kind of paint by numbers. It wasn't, there was nothing special about it, but it did its job. I was actually surprised by the finish. I mean, not that I didn't think Cody, it's not that I didn't think Cody could win. I just didn't expect him to win. I really thought it was going to be Punk. I don't know. Do we think that there's a possibility that it was Punk's to win and then he got hurt? Do we think that there's a possibility that it changed on the fly because of the injury? Or was this the plan the whole time?
That's tough to say, right? Like none of
I'd
us are
like to
there. We
know.
don't know. We're talking rumor and innuendo stuff.
Sure.
It's fun to
Um,
speculate. I mean, I think
It is fun.
Punk would have went the route of Seth Rollins, which still could have given Cody Brock or Rock Brock if that happened, and Cody's just on the outside,
You mean
still
Rock
looking in
Roman?
somewhere. Or I'm sorry, Rock Roman. So
Yeah, I don't think Brock is
we're
going to
not
be
going to talk
involved.
about Brock Lesnar anymore on
I
the
don't
show
think
for a
he's going to
while.
be involved in WrestleMania.
That's fair.
Fact.
So I don't know. It's fun to speculate about that. You'd think professionals could do that if they need to, and I mean, I believe Punk would know immediately. Oh boy, I screwed something up.
Yeah, I saw a shot from a fan of Punk on the outside after the match was over, and he looked like he was pretty well aware that there was a problem. It's an injury he's had before, so it's not like he doesn't know what that feels like.
You can see the adrenaline leave his soul.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Mike says wait until 2030. Bruce Pritchard will tell us.
Depends.
Oof,
I mean, Bruce Pritchard might be doing 20 to 30 in 2030.
I don't think he's talking about this incident either.
Devin says he thinks Cody was the right choice because Punk getting injured. Yeah, I mean, if Punk was the plan, if you're gonna swerve out of the plan, Cody's the right choice.
I think the big difference between the men's rumble and the women's rumble is by the time we got to the final 8 of the women's rumble, there were 7 people in the ring that could have possibly won the rumble.
True.
Right? Because you had Becky, Bayley, Naomi, Liv, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, and like another person. I forget exactly who the final 8 was. But with the men's rumble, it came down to the 2 people that everybody was saying was going to win.
Yeah.
Like it was the chalkiest chalk Royal Rumble almost of all time, right? Like you set your watch to it. It's great that Cody didn't come in at 30 and win it again. At least he's working his way up. He was at 15 this year. He'll be number 1 next year. Bank it. Like put me down with Cody Rhodes number 1 when he doesn't finish the story again this year.
Yeah. I mean, Drew, Cody, Punk, Gunther, as your final 4. Drew.
Drew.
I mean, theoretically speaking, you could have gone with any of those, but like this Rumble match always felt like Cody or Punk. Like those to me, and I mean those were the last 2, so they got the story right there. To me it didn't feel like it could have been any of the other ones. And I mean with the women's, I predicted Bayley. I thought Bayley was going to win, but to your point, it could have been any number of some of the last so many. Like with as good as Jade looked in it, I wouldn't have been shocked if they would have pulled the trigger on Jade Cargill.
So the final 8 was Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Bianca, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan, and Bayley.
Wow.
Like everyone except for Roxanne Perez could have won that, right?
Yeah. I mean, a couple possible surprises, or shocking winners even in that group, but none that you don't go, yeah, okay, I can see it. Jade maybe would have, I don't even want to say most surprising because I mean, I know it was her debut into the company, but she's been built up like a star. So why not? Right.
She was built up like a star until they took her off TV for like 3 months. Like when she got signed, she was on every piece of WWE television, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the pay-per-views, talking to the general managers. And then like October rolled around and she was persona non grata, right? You couldn't see her anywhere. it almost made me doubt that Jade was going to be in the Rumble.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
I was a little bit curious because I mean Triple H addressed it in what was it, the Fastlane press conference.
Maybe.
He said that, you know, basically they want to get her involved as quickly as possible, but there's a lot of catching up to do training wise.
Mark,
So
just edge your way in. Just start talking.
Who was the former NXT Women's Champion in the Final 8?
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton.
Who was the
Bianca
other?
Belair. No, Bianca never won the title. Bayley.
Roxanne.
he's so proud of himself.
You raised your hand to get a shadow band.
That
I
happened
didn't
right
play
there.
long enough for a shadow.
We're
band.
off. We're off everywhere.
Oh yeah, Mike, that's a great point. Mike did ask because I think Jade's mom had passed away as well, so I think
Okay.
I'm away.
Yeah, Tim, have some fucking respect.
I don't.
You usually. Oh, I wish I was there at that too.
Oh,
Oh my god,
Mark, stop it.
Mark, you
Stop
can't
it.
play.
You're gonna get us cut.
What if I was me singing? It's a cover.
I genuinely did not know about that. I'm not.
It's
tuned
at
into
not the
Jade
Tool Man
Cargill.
on Twitter.
That's
At not
fine.
the Tool Man.
Tim
I'm
didn't
not
mean it. Let him
hiding-
alone.
I'm not hiding behind
got you,
anything.
Tim.
If anybody in the chat has anything funny to say, they
Mark,
can tweet
you
at me instead of subtweeting. I don't care.
Mark, you pointed at Tim correctly the first time, and then you did it incorrectly on purpose.
No, I was pointing. I wanted to point at the bell so you'd ring the bell because this is over now. We're done talking about it. Tim, I apologize. Ding ding ding.
It's okay.
All
You don't
right.
have to.
Thank
have to
you
worry
for that,
about
Mark.
But yeah, like the men's rumble was very, very chalk. Like before the final four, the final two specifically, final four. Yeah.
I'm laughing at Mark, not you.
Yeah,
Tim.
it felt
I
like
know.
they were going through the motions to get down to the last two.
Right. Like there
I
was
thought
no,
it was an underwhelming men's rumble.
and like no offense, but like
Less than average, to be honest.
Sami Zayn at number 30.
Well, we always do that to ourselves.
Right, but like we kind of expect, at least in the final four, there to be some sort of like surprise, right? They gave it to us with the women's. The women's,
we
the
expect
final
that,
four.
meaning we, us, who do it to ourselves every single year.
I mean, the
Right, but
final four for the women's were almost
was all people
was all-
not
it was
in.
Roxanne, Jade, Tiffany, and Liv Morgan.
Well, Liv was a surprise coming back from injury. Oh, you mean
Oh.
they all were? I'm sorry.
All
they
four of them were
Yeah,
surprises.
they were all a surprise.
Tiffany Stratton was a nice surprise.
Always, respectfully.
Dude, go back and watch her segments. She absolutely looked like she belonged there, and it looks like she has been in multiple Royal Rumbles. The moment wasn't too big for her.
Nah, she's a star, man.
Hey.
Her cage match with, was it Becky on?
Mhm.
Was it on Deadline, or was it an actual episode of NXT? I can't remember. Regardless, fantastic match. Fantastic. Yeah, she's really, really good. Would it have been better if Punk was at 30? Like, even though he wouldn't have been a surprise, would he have been better at
No.
30 than Sammy?
Well, the fans might have like reacted harder.
Like, they
like-
could have been like chanting CM Punk for the
Like they
90
would have
seconds
they would have
between.
been counting the heads after number 29,
It'd have been like Punk.
and
wouldn't
then Punk's not here, and then you just 90 seconds of CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, and then
Would have been it, yeah.
and then it's butterfly effect, right? If Punk comes in at 30,
Yes.
does he get hurt?
Right, he doesn't take the aftershock at that time, and
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a great question. Yeah, who knows, man?
who would you have rather it been, Tim? When you got down to the 29, you realized like all of the announced are out there, other than the entire American Alpha, who was announced, and not one of them made an appearance in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Alpha Academy not making it.
Were you thinking it might have been somebody else? Were you expecting a different song to hit?
So in our party, there was this nasty rumor that got floated around during the pre-show that Hulk Hogan was coming back.
Well, he had posted a video Friday or Saturday and said that like he wanted to be number 30.
Right. And number 30 comes around and we're like, oh no, it's Bad Terry. Here it comes. And I'm like, please not Hulk. Please not Hulk. And like I was almost relieved that it was Sammy. But as far as like who would be number 30, is Bob Bob Lashley was in it, but he was eliminated like mad early. God, I don't know. You put me on the spot. Like I can't think of really anybody that like.
I mean, speaking of the Bad Terry situation, like they were, I saw a report that he failed the WWE physical. So I don't know if there's smoke to the fire that they were contemplating putting him in the Rumble.
They were probably contemplating something,
but he failed the physical. So
WrestleMania 40.
Thank God for that.
If you.
Right?
For right or wrong, and like I dislike Bad Terry as much as like I possibly can, but at WrestleMania 40, if you can have him do something physical, like if you could realistically in one ring do the WrestleMania 30 spot with Hulk, Austin, and Rock, and you add a Cena.
We're here at Three Rivers Stadium, brother.
Yeah, we're here at Three Rivers Pontiac Silverdome.
Whatever,
dude. The vet, yeah. We're here at Tropicana Field, dude.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, brother.
But if you can get like the four, like some people would say modern day Rushmore, right? Mm-hmm. You could put the Rushmore in the ring and have them fight off like, I don't know. If Final Testament isn't fighting the Pride,
oh my God!
Have Bad Terry just wash Karrion Kross in the blood of the Lamb. I don't know.
I mean,
I could see that. I think we're going to get Bad Terry at WrestleMania regardless. It's WrestleMania 40.
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan will be there.
Hogan would be there. I would assume Austin is going to make an appearance,
which will make it my second live Mania where Hulk Hogan shows up.
That's right, because you were at 30. You were at 35.
I think that was the last one he was at. Yeah, him and Alexa.
No,
Bliss.
he was at a half pandemic.
Oh, that's right.
One where he was hosting
down
with
in Tampa.
Titus. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, Titus trying his best to save Hulk.
I mean, it is what it is. You will get WrestleMania 40 with Hulk Hogan. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to, brother.
I mean, I don't need to see him taking bumps or anything silly, but
no, I will be just as adamant about. I don't want to see Hogan getting physical in a WWE ring as I am about. I don't want to see Ric Flair getting physical in any ring.
I'm cool if Hulk, like Grayson Waller and Hulk have a face-to-face.
Right.
Grayson Waller puts the work in on Hulk, and Hulk starts hulking up, and we get a U and a punch, and a whip and a boot, and that's it. Or he doesn't drop the leg.
Can he get his leg that high?
I think he could.
Then instead, when
the Cena comes in 5-knuckle shuffle.
He does the press. He gives the press sign. It's not Andre, but he's gonna slam.
I don't think he could press slam Akira Tozawa right now.
Oh, I bet he could, because Akira Tozawa was 155 pounds.
I don't know, man.
Jim, you eat one meal of rice and chicken and you can press slam him.
Well, that's true. That's true. And we know there's a good chicken and rice guy in the WWE right now.
But if you got all of the legends out there, Hogan can drop the boot and Cena can 5-knuckle shuffle, or that can lead into the Rock people elbow because he's already laying there after the boot. They can all take turns finishing on Grayson Waller.
Can they now?
Add it to the soundboard.
I don't think so, Smoke.
Or Smokles.
That's on me. That one's on me.
That's my bad.
performing their finisher on Grayson Waller.
Finishing all over Grayson Waller. Got it.
For smoke.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Um,
Again, I did it again.
Got him.
You know, Devin said he wants to see Austin at Mania. He's never seen Austin live.
Austin's not going to be at Mania. Sorry, Devin. His flight was delayed.
Apparently there's a
apparently
a Tell Me a Lie KQ video on NXT.
Don't do that.
All right, I will have to check that out. You made Joe jump, Ryan, when you said about finishing on Grayson Waller. So congratulations.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to. Yeah, no. Any other thoughts from the Rumble matches or any of the other matches that I did think that they finished to the Logan Paul Kevin Owens match a little clunky, but I love the the smartest referee in the business finally catching the good guy with the brass knuckles. I thought that was good. I thought it was a good finish to the match. Yeah, four-way was good, but the show really did. Yeah, I think the show did peak at with the Women's Rumble. Really did. Yeah. Kudos to the women. How would you grade the show, Ryan? You said if it was just the Women's Rumble, you would have said A+. But what's your grade for the show overall?
Yeah, I don't know if I expected more out of the Fatal 4-Way, but I felt left down with that. The Kevin Owens, that was Logan Paul. It was the bathroom match. I feel like that didn't deliver the way Kevin Owens matches or Logan Paul matches have before. Maybe I was anticipating the men's Rumble, and I really think that was, if you look at all of the Rumbles, that was a below average men's Royal Rumble. For all of that, I'm gonna give this a C+.
Okay. All right, Matt, how about you?
Yeah, I thought it was an average show, so we'll give it a C.
All right. Mark.
Yes. You know, I thought all about these last few days, Big Jim. And I, too, I had to give it a C. C is for Royal Rumble 2024. That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Mark. Tim, how about you?
I'm going to grade it a little higher. I feel like we got, even though the Rumbles were boring, we got the right winners in both. The women's not boring at all. But we got the right winners. Roman retains, and they give us a fun finish in the U.S. title. B-.
Yeah, I'd probably go about the same B-. The women's match, absolutely loved it. 4-way, it was really good. And there was nothing special about it. Like I said, the Kevin Owens match, clunky on the finish a little bit, clunky but clever. Some people say that about me. I figured I'd be marked for that. Yeah, men's kind of paint by numbers, so a little bit better than in the C territory, but nothing super great to write home about. Devin gives a B+. From our social media, Charlie says he gives it 90 out of 100, so he gives it an A-.
Wow.
Paul gives it a 8 out of 10, so there's another B. B-, technically. Joe gives it a B-, and Jason gives it an A-. So
wow.
A couple people maybe really liked it. Yeah, I don't think it was that great, but
well, Charlie liked it because it was running against AEW Collision, so
well, that's true.
That added 10 points.
Anything's right there. Better than that. So
maybe Charlie watched Collision.
Doubt it.
Perhaps.
Doubt it. Hate watched it maybe. But all right, let's kind of move past the Royal Rumble, but to the Royal Rumble press conference. I know that we
Jim, let's not talk about this. We've had a lot of good things to talk about on this show, so let's just skip over anything bad.
Yeah, let's just let's focus on the good. Let's focus on the good, and we won't talk about it. No, Bailey spoke, and then Cody spoke, and then Triple H at his age did the most yoga he's probably ever done in his life to dodge every hard question that was thrown at him. I know we watched it before we left because I was genuinely curious. What and how, if at all, first off, any of the people in the room were going to ask. Yes, Ryan.
Real quick, I want everybody listening to share this video right now, because not often are you going to be able to hear Big Jim be critical of the WWE, and I want everybody possible to hear what Jim has to say here.
Go
it is
fuck yourself.
Okay.
That's mean.
I was curious how they were going to address it, if at all they were going to address it. I was curious how, if and how the journalists and fans posing as journalists in the room were going to ask the questions. Credit to Nick Hausman, who asked a question to Cody when Cody was on the hot seat. I don't care what anybody says. That's what I don't know Nick Hausman's credentials, but that's what a good reporter, journalist, whatever does. You ask the tough questions, and when you have a live opportunity like that. And kudos to those who kept pressing on Triple H when he tried to keep not answering the questions. Yes, Tim.
I think one of them was a Fightful guy.
The first person to question Triple H was Fightful. Which is what I was going to say. When Nick Hausman and Fightful are the two people leading the charge, it's like the one person in your friend group that you think is stupid and you only hang out with them for like one reason. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone. But when they're the person who makes the most sense, when the dummy friend, the person who's wrong about everything, is right.
Oh, hi, Mark.
You're like, holy shit, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I can't root for him. He sucks.
Right?
Nick Hausman absolutely sucks.
How did Nick Hausman sit on that chair for so long with such big balls?
Right? It had to be. He had to have like a hemorrhoid donut or something to rest him.
He did pick the easiest guy to hit because he has a history with being at the AEW press conferences. He knew that he could get an answer out of Cody. There was no way Nick Hausman was going to ask that question to Triple H.
Yeah. You don't think?
0.0.
I don't think they put the microphone in front of Nick Hausman actually for Triple H.
No.
Not
I mean,
after
they pretend it's random, but that shit, they know what they're doing.
Now, here's one thing I will say about the press conference, especially the Triple H part. The WWE is not slick. They're not. They had not one, but two WWE plants who they pawned off as being reporters for non-WWE publications ask Triple H questions to sandwich the press conference. The lady who asked the first question, and the black gentleman who was like the fifth person to ask questions after the 3 consecutive questions about Vince.
Triple H is like, hey, give me an easy one. Give me an easy question.
The guy with the ball cap?
No, the guy. So it might have been the guy after him.
Okay,
because there was somebody with like a branded ball, like a Taco Bell ball cap or something.
No, there was
Bass Pro. That's what it was. Bass Pro.
Right. So the black gentleman was actually a former member of the Bump.
Oh Jesus!
Back when the Bump was 4 fans. Remember when the Bump first came out and it was 4 fans, and there was the one black guy from the Bump.
No,
he's the guy who was asking a question, being a part of a piece of news. Now I don't know if he's still with WWE or not.
but still,
I knew he was a
they
part
got
of
a
the bump.
working relationship,
He's
brother.
He's a familiar face.
Is that a new T-shirt? Black guy from the bump? No, right? That's not it. No.
No.
Okay, that's gonna miss the mark.
A hashtag blame.
What about not black guy from the bump?
No.
No.
All right.
I'm using the least common denominator or the most common denominator to.
I mean, look,
to point him out.
That's unreal.
Green shirt, khaki hat guy was in the room. Now he didn't ask any questions, but he was behind. I think it was. I think her name's Denise from Fightful. Who asked one of the questions?
Ask a question too. Yeah.
Charlie's wife.
Green shirt, khaki hat guy was behind her. Like, why is that guy in? Like, what is he doing in the room?
I'm fairly certain you just buy enough ringside seats, you get to do those things.
Charlie, what's your wife doing in Florida?
I'm going to try to find a screenshot
Mark,
of
who are
the
you
guy.
talking to?
Jim said the woman's name was Denise, and Mark said Charlie's wife.
Yeah, I didn't know Charlie's wife was a wrestling fan, let alone part of the press.
But first, so here first off, this tells you how many of these post WWE show press conferences I watch, because I thought Triple H opened all of them because he opened the Survivor Series one.
I just can't anymore.
Yeah, hey Charlie. I'm good. How things? Hey, listen. Weird question. Where was Denise this Saturday night? Are you serious? I'll be darned. Thanks, Charlie. TTYL. That means talk to you later. Yeah, she was. It wasn't her. Wrong, Denise. My bad.
Good to know.
Oh, thank
Sorry.
you.
Where was
guys.
that Denise at, Mark?
Thanks for doing the journalism, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to. You know, as the intern, I got to carry the bags. She was at the Ice Festival in downtown Lidditz.
Oh,
that's next month.
That's
Mark.
next month, but
she was getting ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She was doing a site survey, I think.
She's carving her sculpture now, getting started.
Yeah, it was cold enough to carve her sculpture. She's down there chilling, you know.
Mark, have you ever done the Lidditz Fire and Ice Festival?
I'm just waiting for an invite. It'd be nice to be invited by anybody that lives in that town.
It's too cold. I don't go.
Yeah, there's
So it's fire and ice.
So I'm half right but half wrong.
Okay.
So
see, this is
the
how
man in
start.
question. Let me I got the screenshot. So the man's name is Evan T. Mack, who is absolutely a member of the Bump. But apparently now he has a podcast called Kick Rocks and is a member of Audacity, the former Intercom Radio. So he said Evan Mack, Odyssey Sports, podcast host for Kick Rocks.
Sure.
But 100% a former member of the Bump.
Well, right. Like, I mean, again, if you don't leave on bad terms, you don't go scorched earth on the company, then you're gonna always be welcome back into the family, especially in that sort of a room.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I leave scorched earth and be welcome back.
Well, that's
just look at CM Punk.
Well, I mean, I think I think your CM Punk or other like wrestlers are on a different level in terms of WWE's ability to make money on them as a superstar.
Oh yeah, than every other brothers podcast. I got you.
But yeah, I mean, so back to the point though, like I thought Triple H opened all of these things because the only one I think I've ever really watched WWE wise is the Survivor Series one. And I was like, why is Triple H not starting this one? I thought he normally does. I was corrected that he usually closes them. And then, you know, Cody gets the question asked to him. Triple H gets many a question asked to him. And he's just like, I like to focus on the positive. I don't like to think about like the horrible things that happened and were reported on this week, which is the worst fucking thing you can say. Well, maybe not the worst, but one of the worst things that you can say. And I'm just like, man, for a company that a lot of times does like crisis control and things really, really well, I thought they just fumbled the bag in so many ways.
All over I mean, imagine a freaking head coach in the NFL losing a game and being like, I don't really want to talk about losing the game. Let's talk about the Kelsey brothers podcast.
Right.
Hey, Jason, you just lost your game. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I had 2 pancakes. Great blocks. I had a great game. I want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about losing the game or how I feel about losing the game. You know, get out of here.
Yeah,
How
like
do you
Nick,
not
Nick
address
Sirianni, like a couple weeks ago, would have been like, yeah, let's talk about when we were 10-1.
Let's right. Who does that? That's not how it works.
Hey, Jim used an Eagles coach as a reference because Jerry Jones is the exact type of person that would. Do
Yeah, and it's the reason why I hate my life right now.
Right. But unfortunately, that's more common than you'd think. I can remember many of Bill Belichick's press conferences where he's up there. It's like, we're thinking about Tuesday, or we're thinking about next week.
And I'm also comparing losing a game to something totally more egregious than that. I mean, even ending a season at this point is not as egregious as what Vince McMahon has been accused of doing and other folks in this situation. So that's not even close.
I think TKO, the TKO group failed the WWE and Triple H. Prepare a statement. Have Byron Saxton, who's like the media guider of that room, release a statement, or have Triple H come out first, read a statement. Hey, we are horrified, sickened by, the reports of the whatever the verbiage is. Because of the ongoing investigation, we have no further comment at this time, and if anybody tries to answer questions about it, you can shut it down then.
I have,
yourself.
Give yourself a ding really quick. Pat yourself on the back. That's a good one.
Give me my ding.
There you go. I have no problems with what Triple H said. My problem is it's an incomplete thought. If he closed with, I want to focus on the positives, we had a very big week this week, that's cool. If you don't lead with, this is an ongoing legal investigation, there's not much we can say about the issue, we offer our full support to all investigators to get to the bottom of this, and we're taking all steps possible to make sure that nothing like this ever pollutes WWE again, but we want to focus on the positives for right now. That whole statement is completely different. But because Triple H decided to go the ultimate non-answer and not even acknowledge what happened, that's the problem. And then like the follow-up question. So the first question was like basically outright asking about it. The second question was, and it's a question that I had for Tony Khan after Brawl Out, after All In, what are the steps that that WWE are taking to make sure that something like this never happens again? And Triple H doubles down on the non-answers and says, well, almost an exact quote, I'm going to give the most generic answer possible. Everything available or something like that. Like, dude.
Tim, that was the Fightful question from Denise, I believe.
It was
I think so.
It
Yeah.
might have been.
Hers, yeah.
Well, there's a guy from Fightful that asked the first question.
Correct. I just feel like she asked that one.
I think it was John Alda.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're
John.
right.
I think John asked the first question to Triple H.
Okay.
But either way, like big non-answer.
Right.
You don't have to give your personal thoughts and opinions on it because guess what, Triple H? You're probably getting called in for questioning.
Oh, I mean, there's 0.0% chance that Triple H is not questioned about this. I mean, he's the guy's son-in-law. He's been at the top of the business, and he's been CEO and CCO for the last decade plus. He's now absolutely being questioned.
Right. Now, the one thing that might save Triple H, maybe if he's not if he is not implicated, the timeline of the tweets or the timeline of incidences dating back to 2018, wasn't Triple H in 2018 still in charge of NXT?
Yeah.
So he is removed from the WWE product
Yeah.
and
he's
is
kind of-
focused on NXT.
Yeah, and so yeah, and I know people jumped all over when he was asked about the details of the lawsuit, and he said how he hadn't read it yet, hadn't read it, and I know people were like, "How could you not read it?" I'm like, not, and it's not a justification of the answer, but I'm like, you do understand that like the guy is like the head of creative, preparing like one of the biggest shows of the year that leads us to WrestleMania. So like,
And
I'm
also,
not saying it's impossible that he didn't read it. Should he have read it? Probably.
but he also had to help restructure the event because 2 days before the event, their lead sponsor pulls out of the event. So he has to figure out what they're going to do without Slim Jim.
And
then in the 11th hour, Slim Jim's back in because they get rid of Vince.
And reportedly, Brock Lesnar was set to be in the show.
That was Braun Breaker.
And then and then he had to obviously be removed.
They've pretty much all confirmed that everything that Braun Breaker did was supposed to be Brock.
Which blows me away because I feel like to me, I'm like in the immediate aftermath of the Rumble, I'm like, maybe like Braun was supposed to be in it and be the McAfee, not do exactly what McAfee did, but like Braun was going to be in there. Brock was going to do, you know, the eliminations and whatnot. And then like, so they moved Braun in and was like, hey, McAfee, do this. But apparently McAfee was the plan the whole time, unless you listen to him. But yeah, it's
what a great spot.
I mean, I laughed. It sucked because that was one of my draws in the pool.
I liked it. I didn't like that he went back to the well. I think he should have entered the ring and then immediately exited, went over the top rope into the floor, like faking it and coming back in and doing it again.
See, I actually like that more because it was like, you know, like he's trying to like catch him off guard, and then it's like, fuck, I got caught.
You're catching a giant and a freak athlete off guard, punter Pat. Come on.
Come on. Man didn't have his working shoes on. He was never getting actually yeeted out of there.
What you got, Ryan?
No, I get what you're saying, but you're talking about a guy that was rather fearless in War Games. Now all of a
you
sudden
don't have to hit it. He said it to not play.
Nope.
War Games.
I mean, I said it. The rules are the rules.
We already heard it once today. Isn't that the rule?
No, the rule is if you say it gets played.
Like once you say War Games one time on the show, I don't think
that's Shane McMahon. And then he plays the theme song. It doesn't play the long thing again.
Gotcha.
War Games does not follow the Shane McMahon rule.
We were doing so well.
War Games.
So War Games can be said as many times as we want, is what I'm hearing.
I lost it. Where'd it go? It's gone. Nope, there it is.
War Games. War Games. War Games. War Games.
Actually, I guess we could say Game Wars because that's been removed from the board.
That's been removed
from
the
the
board.
Yes, we'll say
So
Game
we can
Wars.
say
for the
Game
rest of the
Wars
show,
again.
instead of War Games.
Yeah, it's
War Games. War Games. War Games. War Games.
And here's a guy that wrestled in that match who all of a sudden now is just this yellow coward and doesn't want to wrestle or do anything. And I guess
Ryan, and he didn't take his ivermectin that morning, so he wasn't.
That's
he wasn't prepped for the show.
I also had heard
shit.
He just gives a platform to the guys that do.
Okay, we're getting off. We're
We are getting off. I had also heard that he was not aware that he was going to be entering the Royal Rumble match. That was a rumor that I had heard.
I had heard that rumor. I think he said that on his show yesterday.
Oh, I don't listen to his show anymore.
I don't
I
listen to his
thought maybe
show
they'd
either. I
hold
saw
that
a tweet
spot
about it.
open for Shane McMahon, possibly.
My nipples are hard.
That was our other Shane.
It was a rather Shane drop. That's fair.
Oh,
You're right. That's fair. I mean, I don't know. It's just a waste of a spot. But so is Santino Marella running down in and getting clotheslined out right away, and just
I'll say
whatever.
we've done the. I mean,
That
we've
whole
done
men- the whole men's one was just to get to the last two. Everything felt like
the Jerry
it was
Law. We've done
vested.
Jerry Lawler and JBL in that same
The
spot. Get up
Bushwhacker.
and
Done Michael
commentary,
Cole in that
hop
spot.
in, get
the Warlord.
Yes, Warlord when he come off a commentary and gets thrown out. That
Mhm.
God, could you imagine
What a
that?
good commentary that was.
I would hate it.
What do you mean,
Give you
kid?
the Greg Olson of wrestling commentary. The
Um,
Warlord.
I'm the Warlord, Tim.
Mark, I want you to reach out to the Warlord and let's try to get him on the podcast this year. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's do it.
Bring old Mr.
guests?
Lord.
Guests, Ryan?
Yeah,
Come on.
we
Jim
need a
said
guest
can do
next
one
month.
once a month.
I think you said was it? Yeah, once every other month. You said.
Oh, Jim said once a month though.
When did I say that?
When what?
Not doing it.
Maybe the Warlord will have something to plug, Smokey.
He could plug himself.
Don't forget that night you won.
I didn't need to.
But yeah, man, I just thought I thought it was a multi-level failure in that press conference. I really did. Like open with a statement. Like you could have avoided all of it. Really, you could have avoided all of it with like release a statement. There's nothing further we can comment. Let's focus on the show, the great week WWE had, and then just go with the press conference. But man, just not good. Not good.
Why did Cody Rhodes, who had just wrestled in the Royal Rumble, have a better answer to the same question as Triple H?
Man,
Cody
at least
Rhodes
the
not
gall
on the
to
board, man.
answer the question.
Yeah.
It's like-
I mean,
Cody's got nothing to lose. He ain't on the board. He ain't losing no board spots or anything.
Well,
He's just a worker.
Cody Rhodes is a politician.
100%.
Just case in point. I would vote for him if he was in my district. I don't care. He'd probably burn it to the ground. That's fine.
That's
I voted
Seth
for Cody Rhodes.
Seth Rollins burns down.
Yeah. You're
If he was in
Cody.
Nickelback
Northwest
burns
Maryland.
down.
But so did Kane, and Kane is actually doing.
Oh,
So
horrible human being.
I don't like that I'm doing double limp wrist thing. But it's me
What's that
doing the
mean?
Kane fire. I don't know.
That's it.
Mark,
Oh,
yeah.
do you think Kane's a good person or a horrible human being?
Kane, at this point, he's not the Kane I used to know. I think he's a horrible human being.
You're welcome.
Well done. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Solid, man.
This
Thank you.
is a good point from a listener. Peace and love.
Hello,
People think
peace
it's
and love.
it's more personal for Hunter, and that his kid's grandfather, maybe TKO, told him not to say much. I can understand that.
That's fair.
However, it is fair, but I also think that there's a way to address it without saying much, right? Like, I'm not saying he needs to go out there and like lambaste his father-in-law and like pull out all the skeletons in the closet.
Right.
I am saying you just say it is an ongoing legal matter. The investigators have the full support of WWE, TKO, and the board, and we look forward to addressing everything and moving forward. But for tonight, at least, I'd like to focus on the positives.
Yeah.
That's a great,
And here's the
great
thing,
answer
like,
right there, Tim.
Yeah, and like I know a lot
Right.
of people were like, well, it's not his place. He's just the CCO. He's not Nick Khan. He's not the president of WWE.
He's the front-facing dude, though.
Right, exactly. He's the one sitting in front of the media or wrestling journalists or whatever we want to call them.
Right.
and he's answering questions, and he's answering questions about it. And again, if you release that statement, can't really talk about it, brother. You can avoid, because the next day, WGAL News 8, which is in Central PA, where 4 out of the 5 of us are located. There was a story on WGAL News 8's Twitter feed on Tuesday afternoon. Triple H, WWE CCO Triple H answers questions. Jesus, Mark. Answers questions.
Oh,
about...
she's had a defacing.
Good Lord.
What happened?
You broke
She had an accident today.
Jeez.
Big Dick Devin came over and saw her and got excited and knocked her right off the bookshelf.
At her age, she's fall prone, right?
Oh my goodness.
She's very fall prone. Coming up on News 8 out of 11, Vince McMahon. What does it mean to the wrestling world? Plus,
oh my God,
Joe Calhoun retires again.
Mark your guest off. We just had Kim Lemon.
There we go. Now we're done.
Oh,
We're
listen
done
more.
for January. We're done.
Coming up on News 8. Stay tuned.
But there was a story that ran
Don't be
on
11.
WJL's social media about the situation. That's why Triple H has to handle that better, because you know he was in front of the media as answering questions.
I agree. I don't think you have to answer that question. You can't ignore that question.
Yeah.
And they had to figure that question was getting asked by somebody.
Right.
How do you just not equip them with an out?
Right. A prepared statement, a
Something.
talking points, nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Have somebody behind the curtains knock over all of those metal pillars that are always in the back. Right. And just have
Tiny
Cody run
balls,
off
baby.
stage real quick.
Oh, sorry, I gotta go make sure nobody's hurt. CCO, see ya.
What was that noise?
Yes, Mark.
Guys,
Now listen.
Mark has a question.
I have a question. Now I'm going to add something of value here, Tim. I'm not going to talk about Tuesdays at Roots or Kim Lemon Pies or Joseph Big Calhoun. Now, didn't Christopher?
Let that man enjoy his retirement, Mark.
I miss him. I miss seeing his bald head on there. Tell me the weather. I miss his bald head, Matt. Telling me it's going to rain on Tuesday. And to take my rubbers to Roots Market, Matt, I miss that. Okay.
You were talking about Chris Jericho.
I'm so glad that you weren't going to do this.
Mark, I'm fairly certain he had cancer.
Did he? Today.
All right, he's done talking. So,
oh no.
I'm pretty sure he's a Sagittarius, Smokey.
God.
Cancer is no laughing matter. Now, let's get real serious here for a moment.
Right, here we go.
Now, didn't Christopher Jericho have a situation and Tony Khan was asked similar questions that he sidestepped as well?
Yeah, very much.
So he didn't sidestep him that hard, but he definitely answered them incorrectly.
And he was also wearing a fuzzy hat and like bug-eye sunglasses when he was answering the question.
Well, so you got to take that with.
That's Tony Storm's fault. But neither here nor there. Tony's problem is that he said that all HR issues should be brought to him. No, it should be brought to the HR director because maybe I've got a problem with you.
Shit.
Like, no. And he's like, AEW's got the safest locker room around. And I'm like, are you counting since the last time you erased the board of number of times since you've had an incident?
Didn't he like 3 months earlier say he was afraid for his life?
For the first time.
Scared to death, Jim.
But anyway, but look.
He was nervous, Jim.
How nervous was
he? Not that nervous.
Tony Khan, you don't even go here. That's what I would have told him.
But like, I don't even really want to, and this is surprising coming from me. I don't even want to do like the Tony Triple H WWE AEW comparison.
Right.
The only thing I want to say about it is two like executives in their own respective companies were asked a serious question about a very serious matter, and none of them handled it well at all. And the fact that WWE, because let's be honest, both sides are watching what the other side's doing. I don't care what anybody says. We know they are. We've seen the Monday Night Wars documentaries. But like the fact that WWE could have watched Tony Khan answer the question in a silly hat and sunglasses and then still not have a prepared statement when it was 2 days. Tony Khan was fielding questions, 5 hours after allegations came out?
Yep.
Triple H is fielding questions 2 days after the lawsuit went public, and you couldn't have a statement prepared? Both of you fucked up. Like, both of you fucked up. Yeah. Like,
Jim, are you saying you prefer Tony Khan no cap?
yes, Mark. That's what I'm saying. But yeah,
Fair.
I thought both fumbled the bag. And it's just, man, you got to be better. You got to be better.
Also, Brock Lesnar was removed from the event. Again, I guess we don't know for sure if he was to be booked, but there was no Brock Lesnar on this show.
Also, when they were doing like the recaps of like past Rumble winners and stuff, people had noticed that Brock Lesnar, when they were talking about people that came in from number 30 and won, Brock was removed. He was from number 30 at last year and won, or 2 years ago and won, and he was removed from the recap video. So they're making sure that Brock is not seen publicly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's also a difference between, and this is, I don't want this to sound bad, but a difference between an allegation and an actual lawsuit. Like if Brock was named in an actual lawsuit, if the WWE, you don't have much choice at all in that matter. Like you have to remove Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's an allegation, you can say we're looking into it. That's why we had Jericho wrestle, yada yada yada. But again, I don't think the two should. A fuck up from one company doesn't make a fuck up from another company look any better. They're both really bad situations.
No,
and were handled poorly across the board.
And as us, like our responsibility, we're not journalists, we're not news dudes, we're pundits.
Well, Mark
but it's our responsibility to, in this situation, not focus on like they said versus they said type thing, because when you make it about what Tony said versus what Triple H said, you lose sight of the serious allegations that both people were trying to explain.
Yeah. 100%. So, I know somebody like had tweeted out earlier today and like a comment like, will we ever see Brock? I don't, here's the thing. And I know there was a response to my tweet about like, what's all this guilty until proven innocent? I'm like, it's not that, but
they're not guilty until proven innocent. The court of public opinion might, but
right.
That's not the law. The law says you are innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But the court of public opinion and you have
you answer to stockholders.
You absolutely do.
Like stockholders own TKO, and if Brock Lesnar's on there, you have a possibility of losing sponsorships and losing money and losing stockholders. Like
it's not cancel culture. It's a consequence that you're dealing with right now. Consequences are real.
And that's the thing. If Brock is found to have done the things that are alleged, and you knew about them and you chose not to do anything, then it's going to look a lot worse for those months where you continue to have him on your programming. It's like, you know what? We're going to hold you off right now. We're going to complete our investigation, and we'll bring you back in if you get cleared. But the smart thing to do is basically like, I don't know what the terms of his contract are or whatever, but a kind of like suspend with pay situation pending investigation, and then you go from there. Like that's what a responsible company does in that moment. So
and these folks are innocent until proven guilty. No way are we claiming that they're guilty or insinuating that they are guilty. They are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Right now, I mean, legally speaking, is innocent until proven such. Like, that's the thing. There are allegations in a lawsuit.
Right. That's what they are right now. We're not saying one way or the other. It's just I think it's best to keep them off if you can keep them off TV.
TKO did file yesterday officially. Vince McMahon is off of the board.
Okay.
And here's the thing, and what's wild, and I know the guys from the Take 3 Wrestling podcast and I were talking about this, is in the fallout of this is you're gonna have Vince McMahon, unless all of this is proven to be false, you're gonna have Vince McMahon, the guy who changed the wrestling business and turned the WWE into this global empire, and Brock Lesnar, the youngest world champion at the time, ended the Undertaker's streak, was a huge part of the Roman Reigns story, all of that, never in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically gone from the company's history books, unless you really dig in the history book, and if it's true, they only have themselves to blame. And what's wild, and I was telling you guys about this because I listen to the Preston Steve show in Philly every day, and this came up in the entertainment news. Again, when you talk about Triple H, not being out in front and not being the spokesperson, whatever, this is being talked about not just in wrestling circles. This story, this is worldwide news, and one of the details in one of the reports is the reason that the lawsuit went public is because only one of $3 million for the NDA was paid out by Vince McMahon. Like, it has to be one of the dumbest. That has to be one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard. It like, and in a way, it's good that it didn't, because it's actually good that the doors kind of get blown off of this whole thing. And people who need to be held accountable get held accountable. But the dude's worth how many billion dollars? 2.8. I think I saw his net worth 2.8 billion, and you can't pay 2 million to basically keep this thing. That it's literally less than 1% of your net worth. It is pennies on the dollar, less than pennies on the dollar. Just absolutely stunning stupidity. Devin says, I would like to suggest removing Brock from the Undertaker streak. I would make the Undertaker only lose one match at Mania. I mean, but you can't change what's already done. Lesnar ended the streak. It is what it is, man. Like, you can't change the main event of WrestleMania 20. You can't change a major match at WrestleMania 30. Yep. History is history. You can't completely erase it, but man, yeah, it's crazy that the guy that broke the Undertaker's streak is pretty much gone. But any other thoughts before we move on to Raw, some of the fallout from Raw? Probably won't have a ton to talk about on that side, but just from the weekend and press conferences and all that. Anything else you guys want to add?
It's crazy to think that there's going to be a WWE Hall of Fame without Vince McMahon's name in it somewhere. That's wild. I mean, I guess eventually down the road you can put like a founder's wing. I don't know, but man, that's just to not celebrate what Vince McMahon has created at Vince McMahon's own doing is honestly quite a tragedy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. We had Raw last night. CM Punk confirmed a torn pec and will be out for WrestleMania. He said there's always next year. We got Seth challenging, issuing a challenge to Cody. Cody said he's going to think about it. I think it's just kind of a clever way to add a little suspense. I don't think we're getting anything but Cody versus Roman. I really do not.
I think Seth did a really good job fighting for his spot and calling it as he sees it, that this is like the workers title. This is the title that Dusty would have wanted to hold. I think he tried to pull the heartstrings that were there and were given. I don't know. If he beats Seth Rollins, does that really finish the story? Or is that just another chapter in the story? If we can do Rock Roman, if him beating Seth is just the next chapter in the story, if the story gets finished next year, If it finishes this year, I guess it finishes this year. But I mean, I could see it either way. I really could.
I thought it was a great segment. I did. I thought it I think Seth has done a really good job at being the first world heavyweight champion and making that title very quickly into something.
How do you elevate that title from here? You put it on somebody like Cody Rhodes.
It's true. So
who else? Who could beat Seth to elevate that title right now?
Well, and that's kind of the question. So maybe that's the question. If it's going to be Cody versus Roman, because that does seem to be, at least in my opinion, I think that's where we're going. Who does do we put it on Gunther and end this Intercontinental title reign?
Yes. That's how you get out of it. You put it on Gunther and he relinquishes the IC title, Jimmy.
Drew McIntyre. I think more people care about Drew McIntyre today from Twitter and last night than has cared about him in a long time.
I prayed for this to happen,
dude.
What a line!
The heel,
the grave meme, like just Drew's on fire. Drew McIntyre's won the last 24 hours. I don't care what anybody says.
Old memes.
Yeah,
this is the standard now. I mean, I guess it's him showing some semblance of a personality. So yeah,
exactly. We've never seen that before. You know, I'm not sure who else on the Raw roster.
How much do you think Drew spends on black hair dye a week?
All of it. All of it. Just
man,
yes.
It's intense. It is.
It's the Cody Pyro budget, is what it is.
Is that what it is? It just got redirected.
Well, no. He found out that Cody gets X amount of dollars in Pyro budget. He's like, "Yo, I need some ink.
I need 37 cents a day for my Just for Men."
Like I'm not sure who else, because yeah, like Styles is on SmackDown, LA Knight's on SmackDown, Randy's on SmackDown.
A Priest cash-in would be neat, but that doesn't elevate the championship, I feel, to make that Punk would, I think, have done it maybe a little step above. I don't want to say step above Seth, but at least that's I don't know, man. Cody is the guy, I think, that could really elevate that championship and put that strap on another level.
Do we think, or would you guys want there to be any sort of a general manager, authority figure negotiation to put a couple of SmackDown guys, like let's say we make the number one contender an Elimination Chamber match? Do you want to see some cross-brand association and to get a LA Knight in that spot?
Absolutely not.
Just stick with the Raw roster.
Yes, that's why the championship was created, because the other guy has it on hold over there and it's stuck. So we have to put one on Raw. So it's not fair to bring a SmackDown guy over. That was the whole reason for the championship.
That's fair. Yeah. So it almost has to be Cody.
Or Dirty Dom.
R-Truth.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, like there's not even
I would love an R-Truth championship run. Imagine him fucking up somehow and backing into a championship. Even if for like 2 or 3 weeks. Just a paper champion until next month. How great would that be?
That's when you get the Priest cash in. He cashes
not
in.
Not the main title, but US.
I don't even give a shit if it's the main title.
I would love it. Actually,
fucking R-Truth. He fucked up big time.
Like, what have I done? How am I world champion? How? How did we get here?
Have Damian Priest cash in and him fuck up on Damian Priest and take it.
that would.
Oh, that's my bad. Gets his hand raised. He doesn't know what's going on.
Like what? What just happened? How'd I get here?
He was a TNA champion.
He was a TNA champion.
Or I'm sorry, I was an NWA at the time. NWA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It was still the 10 pounds of gold.
It sure was.
Wait, is that match this weekend, Tim, with the boar? The 10 pounds of gold?
The boar.
Indeed, it is.
Nice. Best of luck to him.
Boar.
Yeah, I mean Gunther. It's like Gunther or Cody. Like those are really the only two on the Raw roster that I think really should have a shot at this. But we will see.
We're gonna find out.
We're about to find out. Bailey says she will announce her decision on SmackDown. Nia Jax attacking Rhea Ripley. Kind of scared Bailey off. Actually, a really good segment. I thought that was. Do we think Bailey? Who do you think Bailey's going to pick, Rhea or Io?
Well, she was gonna pick Rhea, but Nia came in like Cocaine Bear and scared her. So probably have to go with Io now.
Io.
We're gonna go Io. Matt, you think Io?
Yeah.
Tim?
Io.
Yeah, that's right. I think we're getting. So do we think it's going to be Rhea Becky at Mania?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
That'd be all right.
All right.
Yeah, that's okay, Jim.
And then
Thank you,
we're gonna
Mark.
get Bianca Jade.
Yeah.
Love
At
that.
Mania already.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that one. That
seems a little soon, but I'm okay with it.
Nah. I think
They'll build the feud at Elimination Chamber and let it carry.
Then we have Fastlane.
No.
No, this year's more like a roadblock.
Now this year we have Great Balls of Fire, Mark.
Then after that is the War Games.
God damn it.
War games! War games! War games! War games!
You know, I forgot we did that when you say that. That's new. I forgot all about that.
There we go.
Interesting.
What's old is new again.
I believe one of the women's matches will be a triple threat, though. I don't know which one, but I feel like
Devin
WWE
thinks-
just wants to triple threat one of them.
They do like triple threats. Devin thinks it'll be Drew, Sammy, and Seth in a triple threat for the world
All
title.
right. I can see that.
Mania. I kind of
I can
forgot
see that, Big D.
No, Sammy came in for the save yesterday, right, with Punk?
Yes.
On the Raw, is that what? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. That's a possibility.
Right, it's a possibility. Huh.
Her.
Or him and Johnny Knoxville again. I'd be fine with that.
That would be good. That would be good.
You see Raw's coming back to Hershey?
I did in June.
Giant Center.
June.
Look at that. That's like 2-3 years of getting Raw or SmackDown in a row.
Well, would have
We're
been
back, baby.
It would have been the SmackDown before Dallas WrestleMania. Then they had Raw. They had SmackDown again this year. Now another Raw.
Raw again. Look at
Raw.
that. They're back.
It is
They're
back.
SmackDown is supposed to be coming back to Hershey in September.
Oh, Mark, that's insider news.
Well, you want me to throw some more insider news out there?
Well,
Wait, so Raw in June and SmackDown in September.
That's the rumor and innuendo. I've got sources deep inside of Hershey.
Let's spill the tea, Mark. What else you got?
Let's go. What do you got?
But I know you boys are big fans of Disturbed.
I actually am.
I like Disturbed, actually.
You like to be Disturbed. There's rumors of Disturbed coming in December.
December.
Not confirmed.
Christmas with Disturbed, huh?
A Giant
Yes.
Center show.
At the Giant Center.
No, they'll be at the Hershey Theater. That's selling out the Giant Center.
Now, come on, Matthew.
Now you might be right.
You're not
What?
down
That's just
with
the rumor.
sickness.
Cheryl Crow will be there on October 1st.
She will
Open
be
it up for
actually
Pink.
over there. With
I
the
won't be.
I would go to that for $25.
That is almost sold out.
Yeah, I know it's not getting there.
Yeah, it's not going
Ryan, would you pay $25 to see that?
to see what?
Cheryl Crow.
Pink with Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
I thought I told you I spent $187 for a ticket.
Oh, that's right. You're going with family.
Yeah.
Are you Smoke? What section are you in?
Mama Smoke wanted to go real bad, so
Mama Smoke.
yeah.
Can I sit beside you? I want to go too.
No.
Yes. Come
No,
on, Smokey. Who knew you were going? Why, if someone would have told me 3 months ago you'd be going to see Pink without me, I'd stand up and punch their mouths.
Also just announced for Hershey. Jim, you're probably going to be about this one. The Roll On 2 North American tour. Alabama is still together. They just announced that they're touring.
Good Lord.
With Lee Greenwood.
They're coming there in April.
At the Giants Center in April.
Wow,
that's a quick one.
Gary Christopher and Hillbilly, huh?
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly's going to like it. Sweet Home Alabama.
That's the wrong band.
That's the wrong band.
That's the wrong band. That just has the word Alabama in it.
Yeah, you're.
Oh.
Well, Hillbilly's tied a few on, maybe.
Well, he doesn't know better.
He just got confused. He got
confused every now and then.
Is Hillbilly excited to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, Mark?
Oh, he'd rather see another team of Native Americans, but he'll take the chefs.
Yeah, as he's the chef. All right, boys. Anything else? Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania related, or we're going to wrap this one up?
You know, before we wrap up, Hillbilly was telling me he suspects that Taylor Swift is going to buy a franchise of the NFL franchise when it's available, and they will be the Swifties.
No, Hillbilly didn't say that.
Yeah, he did. He said Anne Marie's a big fan. She's a Swiftie herself.
What's Anne Marie's favorite Taylor Swift song, you think?
She likes Teardrops on My Beer Can. Hillbilly's the reason for the teardrops on my beer can.
Oof. That's, I don't know.
Jim, I love the new music tonight. That was a pleasant surprise.
Jim, you look great.
Like to keep you guys on your toes. Devin says
Jim loves speed.
You only have a Sunday ticket to Mania. Devin has both seats.
Well, I'm hoping that maybe Devin could sneak me in because I understand he got 2 seats, but I'm willing to hold something if I can sit in that second seat.
Yes, Tim.
His fanny pack.
If nobody cares about it, that's fine. But Pro Wrestling Tees just got the word from New Japan Pro Wrestling to pull all of Okada's merchandise. So you have 12 hours from now to get all of your Okada merch.
Wow, would they do that if it was going to AEW?
Possibly, because it moves stores.
Oh, okay.
Even though AEW shop is a Pro Wrestling Tees store,
it moves his store too.
All of Okada's designs are designed and property of New Japan,
gotcha. Okay.
so they wouldn't actually be available.
So AEW would make their own then. Okay, I thought I was trying to. I put the cart in front of the horse.
You did. I got it.
Giddy up.
Was there any thought that he was number 30 when you were watching the Royal Rumble? That crossed your mind?
Because there's still some thought of us saying that like Okada versus Cena at Mania.
Wow.
Yo.
Now that would be something.
That'd be wild.
Big match, John.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you everyone for tuning in and playing along with us on a Tuesday night. This was fun. Maybe we'll do every so often. We'll check in on the Tuesday night live once the football season clears and I have my Tuesday night.
Please.
Maybe we'll do this a little bit more frequently. This was fun.
I like Tuesdays after pay-per-views.
You know what? That's a good call. Maybe we'll start doing that.
Overreaction Tuesdays.
Love it.
Yeah.
I do love that. All right. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We will be back in just 2 days. We'll be live Thursday night as we normally are, 8:00 Eastern time on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. And we will be we'll be back. We'll talk to you then. Make sure you're following us on social media at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can also get us on YouTube, all podcast platforms. Get our merchandise over at T Public. We just dropped a total of 5 new designs, WrestleMania Philly theme design. So check those out. Buy them now. Until Thursday when we talk to you, stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.